Hey, howdy, hey, Ohana. Welcome to Disney Night Live. It's Saturday, April 12th, and we got an awesome show planned for you guys. Just want to talk tonight about Star Wars and Hollywood Studios and Star Wars items of the past. Things that are gone, that are no longer there, that used to be. We got a lot to dive into. We've got to talk about Star Wars weekends and the Galactic Spectacular and everything else they removed on us. But as always, we got to tell you first about our friends over at D-Magic World, DMagicWorld.com. They are a 24/7 streaming Disney music station, streaming 2 channels, movie music and the park music. And let's hear a couple snippets from our friends at D-Magic World. As soon as we can find them, that would be awesome. Here we go.
Welcome to D-Magic World, your place for magic at home, at work, or wherever you are. D-Magic World, non-stop magic every day. Visit DMagicWorld.com and request your favorite Disney music. D-Magic World, non-stop magic every day. Visit D-Magic.
All right, so we want you guys to check out DMagicWorld.com. Again, 24/7 streaming Disney music magic. I also want to let you guys know that you could check me out. I'm a travel advisor, and I'm at DavidPicciano at travelmation.net. I can help take the hassle out of the castle. Disney just announced the Disney Plus summer savings, so you're going to want to check that out at select resorts. You could save some cash. Get in touch with me at DavidPicciano at travelmation.net. I'm going to be right back. We're going to get our show shares out of the way, and then we're going to come back again for a great topic tonight. So stay tuned, all right? We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
छाया आसमान देखो झूमता गगन है छाया आसमान देखो झूमता गगन
Well, hello there, and welcome back to Disney Night Live. Let's welcome in the Disney
Hello,
duo,
everybody.
my friends and co-host here at Disney Night Live on our Saturday show. I want to say hi to everybody tuning in. I can't believe it right now. I don't want to jinx it, but we're streaming to the Now That's Disney group. It worked tonight. So
I got the notification.
it's
Miracle.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. We had to sacrifice some of the other places we streamed to tonight to make it happen. So we are currently only streaming to YouTube and into the Facebook group. Now That's Disney. But I shared us out, So, I mean, there's so many ways that you can see us and find us. But I've got it in front of me. It's living proof. So that's great. Again, I want to remind everybody, our sponsor, DMagicWorld.com. Please check them out. Request the song through DMagicWorld. I enjoy that a lot when I get to see people's requests. So again, we have a fun show tonight. We're going to be talking about Disney World, Hollywood Studios, Star Wars, things of the past, right? So a couple weeks ago, we were doing a show and we started talking about all of the things that Disney World took away Star Wars wise out of Hollywood Studios, and to make room for other Star Wars stuff, but there was some great stuff there. So we said, let's talk about it one night, in length. So that's what we're going to do tonight. What do we think?
Cool.
Mike? Nice.
I think it's
You
great.
ready for it? I think
ready.
it's great too. We love Star Wars.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I started looking through all of the photos and videos and just different things and realizing how much fun it was. Hi, you're live. I know we're live. It's crazy. I should be able to see comments too when people write comments here. So that's going to be terrific. If you're watching in the Facebook group, or I could see your comments from YouTube. But Kim says, hi, you're live. And I was like, oh my God, it's so much fun, to think about the things that they used to have. Unfortunately, they're gone, but what are you going to do? So tonight we're going to talk about it and kind of relive all of that. Unfortunately, we had a couple co-hosts who couldn't make it tonight who were planned to be here. But we want to say hi to all of our co-hosts and all of our friends watching at home. I'm going to just see if I can maybe tag everybody here and try to get some other folks watching, because I think this show is definitely worth your weight in gold, right?
I think so.
Cool. Good. Want to talk about some things that Hollywood Studios at Disney World used to do Star Wars wise. So we know that Star Tours is still there in its original location, right? And when I was looking online, it said that they removed some of the things kind of to make way for, I guess, the newer Star Wars stuff. And I'm not really sacrificing that. I don't know about you, and I'd like to get the opinion of everybody watching tonight, right? But why did we need to lose those items, right, to gain Galaxy's Edge, right? Galaxy's Edge is its own location, and you took some other things away, but there's no reason that we still can't have the items that they used to do. Star Wars weekends.
They don't impact the new things at all.
No, I mean,
Not
I don't-
really. I mean, Galactic Spectacular
right.
doesn't impact the rides
No,
or Galaxy's Edge, and
no,
the marches don't impact anything either.
nope, no.
So why take
Yeah,
them away? I mean, why
yeah,
not just leave them the way they were and make your improvements and bring new things into the park and just leave them the way they were? I don't understand why
yeah.
they took them away.
I mean, I don't think the fear would be that if you were to have these items still going on, would it take away from people going into Galaxy's Edge? No, I don't.
No,
I
I
don't
think
think
it
it
would
would.
enhance
Right.
it. To be honest with you, I
Right.
think it would be
Yeah.
it would raise it, lift it a little. But
Right. Right. So there was a huge Star Wars presence at Hollywood Studios at one time, and so we still have Star Wars there, and I love Galaxy's Edge and I love Star Tours, but I do miss the items. So we've got a lot of photos to go through tonight. The photos that Kim and I took from past trips, and Mike and Becky and Morgan, and even our co-host Jim shared a video. So we'll take a peek at those and we'll kind of talk through everything. But I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Some might be staffing issues, which I believe could be a problem. And yeah, I mean, I could see that. I'm wondering if getting more staff though, and having people there for some of these items like Star Wars weekends, it brought a good crowd, and you can even incorporate that into Galaxy's Edge. So I don't know. I really don't know where it is, and sometimes I have trouble justifying why they cut stuff out. Right?
me too. I don't understand a lot of it, to be honest.
No.
I know some of it has to go to make room for new things, but when there's
Yeah.
no reason to cut it, why cut it?
Right.
Other than possible staffing issues, but
I mean,
You know.
money. I mean, the fireworks and the galactic. Why do I call it that? It was called. Oh yeah. I want to make sure I'm correct. Galactic Spectacular event. And we'll talk about that, but fireworks and such. But people are coming into the park, so I don't know how you wouldn't be making some cash. One
I
more
agree.
group
I agree.
share that I seem to have forgotten. Right. I think we're good now. So there we go. Me 3, Kim says.
She agrees.
She agrees. Let me find everything here. I'm wondering if we talk about Star Wars weekends first, right?
Sure.
Let's dive into Star Wars weekends. Where is all of our stuff here? So no, there we go. So Star Wars Weekends was an annual 4-weekend festival held at Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World. It featured appearances by cast and crew, themed entertainment, and Star Wars characters. It occurred on select Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings in May and June, and it started in 1997. So this goes back. And what I'm showing here is a photo of just like, the artwork, the poster, Star Wars Weekends from 2009. But they have one of these for every year. So if you want to go down a rabbit hole and Google Star Wars Weekends, it'll all these come up, and the graphics are really cool. But what I found was it said, it started in 1997 and continued annually from 2003 until 2015. So it discontinued in 2015 to prepare for the construction of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, report says. And there were celebrity appearances where guests could meet actors and filmmakers from Star Wars franchise. Character appearances. They had original characters dressed as Star Wars characters. Many iconic Star Wars characters also appeared. Themed entertainment. Special events included the Legends of the Force motorcade, right? This was insane. Jedi Training Academy, Padawan Mind Challenge, and Symphony in the Stars. Okay? So I think Symphony in the Stars was before the Galactic Spectacular, and this was during Star Wars Weekends. And Galactic Spectacular later came on the Chinese theater there. They had Hyperspace Hoopla, a live stage show featuring a dance-off with Star Wars characters. That I can live without.
Me too.
I don't want to see Star Wars characters in, right? Like, no.
I don't need to see Boba Fett,
Dance, right?
No,
Yeah.
that's okay.
We don't need to see him move.
I mean, if he shoots a stormtrooper in the face, that's adequate. But
yeah, then that's good, right?
Yeah,
but I don't want to
that's
see
him.
them dancing.
No, thank you. I
They had
skip on
exclusive
that, too.
merchandise as well. So Kim says they didn't add new things. Okay, Galaxy's Edge, but as much as I like Galaxy's Edge, it's kind of boring compared to all of the fun things they used to have. They can be doing a lot more in Galaxy's Edge, in my opinion. Yeah. So, right. Why wouldn't we add Star Wars weekends back into it and centralize that around Galaxy's Edge?
Full send it.
Yeah, let's go. Who's sending that email? Becky?
I will, sure.
Mhm.
I can be very professional, but yet get my point
Yes.
across.
That's what I'm aiming for. That's what we want. And again, while we're talking, I'm just sharing photos here of some Star Wars weekends. Kim says, speak for yourself. I'd like to see Boba Fett doing the Running Man. That's where they jumped the shark a bit for me,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
No, that's a little too out there for me.
Right. Oh, and this is a photo that we took from one of our nights at Hollywood Studios that you're seeing as our backdrop tonight. And then I did some work on Canva and made it our graphic for tonight.
Looks
good. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I'm sorry, I had to take an emergency call, but
that's okay.
I missed what you were already saying, so if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but
no, that's okay.
Did they are they still, I feel like I just saw that they had a Star Wars weekend. Did they just have a Star Wars weekend?
There's one going on right now, but I think it's in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong. Okay. I was I was seeing some things online and I wasn't sure. I was like, is that going on or is that here? Or like, I couldn't tell.
So there is a Star Wars event. I believe it's in Hong Kong right now. Last year, or is it every 2 years? I'm not sure. But last year, I think it was in London. Okay. Or it could have been 2 years ago. So it might be like every 2 years, but they do have events. I can tell you.
I think, isn't Stan Solo there?
He is. There's, he went. So it is in Hong Kong. Yeah. So I'm just searching that now. Yep. Hong Kong. Very cool.
It looks really neat. Like they have a lot of really cool stuff. I wish they'd do that here. I mean, they have May the 4th, and that's a big day, obviously, but.
Right. That's just a 1 day thing, though,
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? Just getting back to our stream. There we go.
And clearly, it's like important enough that they built an entire land of it. So there's obviously the people, you know what I mean, that are willing to go and see it. So it would do well, I think.
I think it would do very well. I mean, I would have really liked to have seen the the parade. So I'm going to just kind of go through some of these photos while we're chatting. How do I get us on this side? Can I? Let's see. And here you could see. Kim says Stan is there now. I think.
Was this your picture?
I think it
might. Yeah, I believe so.
I believe it was.
Okay, so can I tell you about that picture?
Yeah.
Okay. If you see I'm looking at the picture on the bottom left, there's a little girl that's dressed as Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. So that little girl, Rowan at that trip was dressed as Kylo Ren. And I have it on video. He's seen this little girl, she's seen him, and it was just like a quick glance. And Rowan went full character.
Mm-hmm.
Full character on her. And he looked at that little girl. He put his lightsaber up. He put his hand out, pointed at her. And then, I don't know if you can see me, because if you can see, kind of like that. And then took his other hand. Yeah, that was him dressed up as it. Then he took his other hand. David, can you put the screen on me a second so I can show you what I'm talking about?
Let me. Here we go.
He went like this, and then he went like this.
Oh no!
And she cowered to her dad like this, and he was like, "You're going down." Like, and he was what,
funny.
8 at the time. It was the funniest thing.
There was no saber fight after that, thank God. But
no, thank God. But it was like full character.
Mhm.
I was going to say it sounded like love at first sight when you first started talking about it, but not now.
He would have torn her head off if he got a chance.
He would have, just because he was in character, not because not for any hateful reason.
Yeah, just because he's Kylo Ren in the moment. He lived for that moment, that day. That was the day of his life. Good
for him. Lily John says they have activities in Disneyland in California going on now. She says she believes she saw a video. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Let's see. Let me find my way back to. So, and I'm also looking at. Sorry about I'm trying to. Wrong mouse. I have so many things going on and so many different screens and different photos, and I'm trying to make sure.
That's good.
I know what I'm looking at here. Let me see, because I know Morgan shared. Come on. Morgan shared some photos of the parade that occurred during the Star Wars weekends, right? So, what was it called? The Legends of the Force Motorcade.
So I'm actually reading it right now. It says Disneyland After Dark. Star Wars Nights is a separately ticketed after-hours event at Disneyland Park featuring Star Wars characters.
Oh, yeah.
Exclusive merchandise and more. The event takes place on April 8th, 10th, 22nd, 24th, 29th, and May 1st, 4th, and 6th of this year.
Aha. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
I did see something on that on the old YouTube.
It's like an exclusive type of thing.
Right. Here's some photos that Morgan shared of the parade from Star Wars
that's
weekend.
Cool.
Yeah, how cute. This one I love. It's pretty neat. Mickey dressed up as a Jedi.
In an X-Wing fighter. That's pretty cool.
Ahsoka.
Was that Ahsoka? Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Whoever's playing Ahsoka there is a dead ringer for her.
Mm-hmm.
You got a Darth goof. Yes, you even got a Sandman.
Oh man.
Sand Raider.
I know. Yeah.
Cool.
Come on. What are we doing? How cool is that? Got some Stormtrooper DJs.
See, that's what I'm talking about. There's no reason to take this stuff away.
None. What are we doing? Let's see. I'm just going through the folders here of photos, so I'm making sure I can I'm matching them up. And I know we have some awesome video. I think not my phone, but video. I'm gonna try to find the video that Kim says that's so cool. Yeah, I know. This is a video that Jim shared with us earlier, although he can't be here tonight. He shared this, so we'll take a look at this video.
You get Boba Fett. Darth Vader. Darth Maul.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I mean, all those characters are, a lot of them are missing from Hollywood studios right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's Kim? Oh, Kim says Launch Bay was, it was a little better last year. It was a little better last year with the meet and greets, and even like the family lightsaber photo ops that we did were cool. So and we'll talk about Launch Bay and I guess kind of how it's changed. I mean, it hasn't really changed too much, but they did have the Jawas back in the day, but
They don't have them anymore?
no,
Mm-mm.
no,
Yeah.
they stopped that pretty early on, unfortunately.
What do you remember what the name of the show that they had where like all those individual very like different characters would come out and they would do
Yeah,
like a little spinny dance or whatever, I don't remember the name of it. It's for the life of me I just can't.
right,
Yeah.
kind of,
Like
yeah. So,
Darth Maul came out and did like a lightsaber thing and
mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
remember what the
I
name
don't
of it was.
remember, but it was different times during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a video of that as well. If I click on the wrong video, I'll just click off the Jawas where everything. Why did they? Okay.
Join me. It is your destiny. When you look at the dark side, careful you must be, for the dark side looks back. I can teach you the power of the dark side.
Today is the end of the line. All remaining systems will bow to the Dark Order.
I mean, that's pretty intense. You can see
Yeah.
Colton fall
People
right to the
love that.
ground.
People love that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was so many lightsabers flying around, and it was like
It was really neat
yeah,
because you
it was
definitely saw
intense.
characters you didn't
People
get to
loved
see
it.
normally.
Yeah, it was just awesome. And again, it was different times during the day. I forget what the stage show was called. But then, like you said, Becky, they came out and they all kind of, kind of did an introduction. But then when it was over and they left the stage, like if you went around the back of the stage, you can
Mhm.
see them leaving. And literally, like we were there one day and then we're walking away when the show was ending and ended up, I was like, oh, come here, to Kim and Colton. And we were right back there where they all leave and they literally walk right by you. So you get
Yeah.
really good photo ops.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, the shows
It's
were
a
intense
shame.
and really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's sad. Yeah, I mean, it was really cool to see Darth Maul, who you don't see in the parks,
Mhm.
and just always Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, Boba Fett, all these different characters. I think we also have some other photo. It's really hard. I'm sorry to categorize all these photos in StreamYard. I should have, you know what I should have did? I should have kept them in folders and shared the folders. Next time I'm going to do that. Let me see. I'll just kind of run through some more of these. There's Kim peeking in with the stormtroopers. Yeah, Boba Fett did wave, I think. I think he was trying to kill us. Here's that backdrop that I have saved for tonight's show. And I have a video. It's a long video, but we'll get in. So this was Galactic Spectacular, which was the nighttime show. But what would happen at Hollywood Studios was, for us, when we were there, it was maybe August. We did Fantasmic. And when we came out, they take you out the back way and you wind up in the front of like Hollywood Studios. But then Galactic Spectacular was going on. So we wound up just standing kind of far in the street. So you don't see the projections that well, but you get a good idea through this video of what the Galactic Spectacular was. So let me just find that.
It's by far was like my favorite thing. And I got so upset. It was like we saw it one year and then I believe it was COVID, wasn't it? When it went away around COVID
It
time?
may have, yeah, in the March of the First Order too, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And then it was like the next time we went to go and I went to book it, or not book it, but you can in the old My Disney Experience app, you could like add
pass it.
or not necessarily fast pass it, but you could add like, I want to do this event, like
Oh,
this
yeah.
parade or this show,
Right.
so that they get showed up in your
Like
your
itinerary.
Itinerary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
And so I went to go do that, so I didn't forget it, and it wasn't coming up, and I was like, what the heck is going on?
I know.
And then it just never did, and I was like, where? I guess they're not having that show anymore. And
It's
we used
very
to do
upsetting.
Hollywood Studios twice, so I waited specifically to see if it would come on the second time, and it didn't. And I was like, what the heck,
No.
are they not having it? And then they just never had it again, and I was just so bummed. I was like, oh my god.
Very
Yeah.
bummed. I'm,
It was neat. The one year we were kind of up front, and when they
Yes.
when they shoot the fire, you could like,
You felt it.
Yeah.
oh my God. Yeah.
yeah, we
Literally,
had
yeah,
to back, we
yeah.
had to back up.
Mhm.
I think we were maybe 30 feet away from like those pillars, like those
Mhm.
square pillars that where the pyrotechnics and the fire shot out of there. And we
Right.
were like, wow, this is really
Mhm.
intense. So we actually backed up a little bit, but
So again, we're talking about Galactic Spectacular. It used to take place at Hollywood Studios from 2016 to 2020. Hasn't returned. It was let's see. Just trying to see if there's any other information. So it was a nighttime show that featured the films and sound projections along with the lasers and fires. Again, here's a video that we captured coming off Fantasmic. Again, it's a little lengthy, but we'll get an idea of what the show was. Kim says, "Yeah."
yeah, it was, yeah. And the
Wasn't
thing
I
is,
mean?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can't even see the projections. So I'm sorry. I mean, but you know,
No,
It doesn't matter. It's like just watching that. It was like I had a permanent grin on my
Mhm.
face.
yeah,
It's so
Totally.
cool. And I loved how they used to use, like, they would have like a battle in the sky, you know, the
Right.
projections of like the different kinds of, like, you know, TIE fighters and stuff, and then the lasers would be perfectly the you know, a line that it was like looking like it was so cool. It was just such a
Right.
great show.
But that
it really
the thing
was.
is, that could have been like a predecessor or a to what it could have become now. If they, with drone technology and everything else, they could have added so much more to it, just like throughout over time, and it would truly be spectacular. You know what I mean? Pun intended. But when they shot the fireworks over the centerpiece there, where they cross like this, they could have ran wires down there and had like an X-wing fly through there with a couple of TIE fighters on the same wires. You know what I mean? It just could have. What it could have became, you know what I mean, would be, it could have been really incredible. But
adding drones would really be neat. It would take out a lot of that fireworks smoke, like if you didn't have to do as many fireworks, because it was kind of smoky. I didn't mind it, but and you were saying earlier, Mike, like with the flames, like it was intense. If you were sitting up front, which we did one night, like Kim said, I remember one night coming out of Fed Kim, that was the video from that. And she said she gets the chills watching it. And you could see Hollywood Studios was packed. That street was lined up. It was jammed in front of the Chinese theater, and the street was jam packed. And so some people,
like the fireworks at Magic Kingdom at the end of the night, it was very, very packed.
Yeah, on a much more narrow, smaller street, But
in
some
that
people
round
were still
section
watching Phantasmic.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That round section was full all the way back to the road where you take to the right to go up to Phantasmic and down to Tower of Terror. It was packed all the way back to that popcorn vendor right on the corner. It was
great views.
I mean, you couldn't get halfway to it. You know what I mean? That everybody was shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
awesome.
the first time that fire went off, I was like checking my eyebrows. I was like, "Geez, that was close."
Got the marshmallows on the sticks.
I felt like I singed some hair off.
Yeah, if we could have just stuck them in our pocket. We could have perfect, But it was pretty fun.
That's hilarious. Yeah, and it was terrific. I mean, that's another thing they took away. We were talking earlier about the launch bay, and let me see if I could find. I was able to find photos from when we were there, and they did have the Jawas, and we interacted with them.
We did too.
It's fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, these were spot on characters. It was a great interaction. Here is Kim with one. Kim and Colton got a little crazy though. They started chasing them around, and this could be why they're no longer there, because I think they actually got yelled at not to chase the Jawas.
Yeah.
But this is Colton bartering with the Jawa, where he actually gave him his Darth Vader plushie, and then came away with a cheap pair of sunglasses. So,
and didn't you say he never gave it back, right?
No, that was it. He got the sunglasses. Yeah.
How did he deal with that? Because I think Rowan would have lost his mind.
He accepted it because we told him you have to trade.
Okay.
Kim, I don't have a video of that. You wait, maybe. Okay, hold on. I think I know what I can do. And Kim, Colton must be boxing right now. Not a good time to be punching the heavy bag during the live show right above me.
I didn't hear it last time that you had mentioned it. I did hear it this time though. I was like, what is that noise?
I can hear it right now. The trades were real, Kim said. Let me see if I can present and show this video. Facebook Messenger. Doesn't have anything to trade with. They might take your bird. Oh, there it is.
Oh, he's taking your bird.
It's a little dark, but you can see.
Hold on 1 minute. Well, hold on 1 minute, he said.
He or she?
Which one?
The other one. Doesn't have anything to trade with. They might take your bird.
Oh, he's taking your bird.
See, he even took Colton's fan, his Disney misting fan. It was like looking at it, like they literally
that thing's like $25.
Yeah, right.
I know, like
for a sport bottle with a fan on it.
But, but like cool. He was interacting with it and like almost like putting on the show. Like, interested. Right. I'm willing to take any of these items. But yeah,
right. He's in full character mode.
Oh, that's big cool. Time. Yeah,
which I think is cool. Great.
They just acted really, really afraid of Rowan.
Yeah,
like because he was
like
in
skittish,
Kylo Ren
right?
costume.
Well, yeah, he was dressed as Kylo, like a 3-foot Kylo Ren.
Yeah, and
So-
so they were like hiding behind like walls and stuff, like cowering around him and stuff. It was cute.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I mean, again, how hard is that to bring back to Launch Bay? You know, so I don't get
and
it.
Launch Bay is not that full over there. I mean,
no, it's very quiet.
It's thin. There's like nobody in and out of Launch Bay. Not anymore.
Right.
Not since they built Galaxy's Edge, and everybody's trying to get on Smuggler's Run and Rise. But
yeah,
there's a lot of people walking around in Galaxy's Edge. Draw some of that attention back to that area, back to Launch Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Be great.
Yes, split it up. I mean, get people spread out through the parks. Here's more, and again, these are just random photos kind of mixed in that I loaded in here, and we'll talk about March of the First Order as well. But here's some more photos, and I'm going to see. I think this might be Morgan's photos. So I want to see. Could be. Yeah, I think this is what is called the stage show. And here's Kylo Ren. We got some stormtroopers. Mike and Becky, this is your photo. Is this Jedi training?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Again, another thing that they took out, Jedi training.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Which was so popular. I remember being told our first trip, first time planning, not really understanding, all the things Disney, and being told a couple times from people who've been there before, if you want to get Rowan into the Jedi training, you have to literally it's like rope drop, run, get there as fast as you can because it fills up in the spots. And we did. That's exactly what happened. Rowan and Mike were together, and me and Aiden were together. So the minute I'm very intense, when it comes to Disney and my planning and all that. So I was like, Mike, the minute we scan our things, I mean, Rowan's feet should not hit the ground. Just run as fast as you can.
Drag him.
I grabbed that kid by the collar of his shirt.
Yeah.
And I ran to that
your
Jedi
child
training.
had to be with you. It's not like you could just go, So they were running, and so Aiden and I stayed behind, and we got some really cool pictures of stormtroopers because they were walking around all around that area because you had to go over by the Indiana Jones stunt spectacular show.
You had to round the corner.
You had to go around the corner there. So we had just walked. We gingerly walked because we were not rushing because they were doing the thing. They had to wait in line, and I was so happy because I remember looking for them in the line, and Mike's like,
"Yeah, I did it! I did it!"
Yeah,
right.
and I was like, "Yeah, good job."
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Yeah, but
isn't it funny when you get you kind of celebrate those little victories,
oh yeah,
or when you get a virtual queue. Right, like when that first came out, you're like, "Oh my god!" And people, but
people cheer.
Oh yeah,
yeah. What are they doing with this stage now? Nothing.
We got off Smuggler's
No,
Run
it
and
just
got
sits
one.
there.
Yeah, it just sits there. It's just blank space now.
Right.
And it's a shame because, like I said, it was so popular. So obviously, the kids, and it was a long show. It wasn't, you got your time and you came back for the time that you were given. And they took the kids and they all got their Jedi, robes on and got their lightsabers, and they took them in the back and did whatever they were going to do. And then they brought them all out, and then the show happened. And I think the show was probably a half an hour long.
Yeah, it was
a long show because I remember the when we went, it was so hot that day that my camera stopped working. It said it was too hot. It wouldn't work. So I was trying to. That's why Mike has some of the pictures too, because I was like, you need to take some pictures. My camera's not working.
Yeah, my phone's about to melt.
So it was a lot. It was a lot in that heat, because there's no shade right there.
Right.
But it was still worth every penny just to see some of Rowan's faces and how he just lit up. He thought it was great.
And he went full into it too.
Oh yeah, he was full.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. So
then again, this is the same trip for the Kylo Ren. So this was his.
This was his time.
Yeah, it was his audition.
Yeah. Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Like this was planned for him for months, and he could not wait. That was like his moment was Star Wars Day at Hollywood Studios.
Tiffany Pierce says they definitely need to bring back Jedi training. Also, with that stage, another thing, if you do Star Wars weekends or some sort of Star Wars thing, you can use that stage. You can put on shows with these trained characters doing some sort of effects or something with lightsabers, or people will gather around. If you put a couple characters on that stage, people will gather around there and hang out. You know?
Yeah, and I think even if it was for the fact, like, because they had to use I believe for the show that we can't remember the name for, didn't they have to bring in that stage? Like they had to like kind of like wheel it in to do that stage because that's not there typically. They could have
off to
easily
the
just
side
used,
or something.
They could have easily just used the Jedi training stage to. They wouldn't have to wheel it in or out. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Kim said we never did the Jedi training with Colton. We weren't sure what he would do. Laughing emoji. Yeah, no, we.
I had to talk Rowan down for about 5 minutes. I was like, "Listen, you can't go up there and just beat people up with a lightsaber. You got to calm down and just do what they tell you to do." You know. So,
oh my God,
I kind of wish I wouldn't have and just told him to go up there
just
and
tell
just
him to
start
do it,
slashing at everybody. You know what I mean? But go full axe murderer mode on him. But
I don't know. Kim says they could have had like stormtroopers doing a dance. No, Kim, no dance offs.
No, we don't need dance offs.
I would like that. That'd be funny.
No, we don't need that.
I'm sharing photos that Morgan shared with us. Some more photos from. She has a lot of really cool stuff. She went to a lot of different events. Star Wars weekends. There's a stage show. We also have photos from Morgan. Galactic Nights. So I'm just kind of going through her photos that she shared. There's an R2D2 meet and greet. Kim says yes. No, Kim, no. Princess Leia, Minnie Mouse meet and greet. And this is where. Okay, so these are the photos I showed earlier, and then I believe we get into the Galactic Nights.
This is the March of the Order, right?
Yeah, the characters from it, right? But in front of that stage show.
Yeah.
Very cool photo of Kylo Ren, like up close. Kylo Ren's is a badass.
Mm-hmm. He's tall too. Oh my God.
Yeah,
very tall. He's got to be like 6'8". I was looking up at him, and he was kind of intimidating a little bit.
There's a not so good looking Rey. Doesn't really look like her, but she's there. I'm always harsh on the Reys. It's like, why does Rey have black hair? Rey doesn't have black hair, guys. Can't we just get the hair color right?
Yeah.
Here's Star Wars Galactic Nights photos from Morgan. And here's a really nice view down Sunset Boulevard of the projections. I do have a clip here also of the March of the First Order. We'll watch that and kind of talk about that as well.
Stay here.
So cool.
It is so cool.
I didn't know I was gonna make. Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna make an appearance there, though. I forgot I did that. Yeah, but it was so cool, and just the music was so loud there. You know, like really intense. And again, what did that take? So they marched down the street and they went off and disappeared.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on.
There's so much storyline behind Star Wars. It could go on forever. You know, they could do the old Republic, they could do the new Republic. I mean, but it's not just the stuff that they've taken away, but it's the stuff that they're not doing too. And I think I could go on for the next 6 hours about the stuff that they should do and have not done. So,
and what I mean, even if you had like Star Wars weekends or Star Wars thing, like, and they did the Old Republic and then the New Republic, kind of, so it's not all at the same time, but like when you have an event and it's going to focus around some certain timeline of Disney. So some people don't get upset. We don't want the people with the timelines getting upset.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves has said he'll play Revan.
Saying,
let's go. Let's go. What are you doing? He's not going to be on Earth forever. Neither am I. And if they're going to produce this movie, I need to see it.
I would like to see Keanu Wick Reeves play that.
As Revan? Oh.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Tim said, love this. Tiffany Pierce said her 6'2" nephew was intimidated by Kylo Ren with the Disney card photo. And then Kim said Kylo Ren scared her in the meet and greet, but Vader, she jumped. Yeah, Vader and Kylo Ren are both intimidating meet and greets, but a lot of fun.
Definitely.
When they try
Chewbacca was fun too.
Oh God, he's such a great one. Yeah, and you could still meet Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, Chewbacca over in the launch bay. So they are still doing that. And if you have the Disney Chase Visa credit card, you do get I think it's maybe a shorter line. Right.
Well, and it's a meet and greet with Kylo. I thought you couldn't meet Kylo unless you had.
Oh, that's right. Unless you have that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So you get to meet another character or two characters with that card.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because they have BB-8 too. You can meet, but that one I don't believe you need to have the Disney card for.
No, that one never has a long line. We've never even done that, and we should.
We did it once, and it was kind of bizarre. It's like, okay.
All right.
Like this plastic ball.
Hi, little guy.
Pat him on the head, take a photo, and bounce, right?
See you later.
After 45 minutes of waiting in line for this soccer ball that's painted like,
And it's funny because we all kind of like went in. They don't give you any real direction. And there was like 5 of us. And we all went in and we walked around to this thing. We all kind of like stood in a thing and we're like, okay, here he is. And it was like, okay. And then we all kind of like looked at each other and went,
what the hell did we just do?
And we just like made the sign and they took a picture.
They took a photo and we snuck out the door because it was kind of uncomfortable and we were like slip out the side quick.
It was just hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Lily John says it was okay. Yeah. And Tiffany Pierce, so it's either with the Chase Visa, you get to either meet Darth Vader or Kylo Ren, whoever it is. And then Kim says Chewie's the best meet and greet in all 4 parks. Chewie's amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Sweet. You can hug him.
Yep.
He's just Chewy and so interactive. Tiffany Pierce said her 38-year-old nephew, would love any and all of this. His cat's name is Revan. Very cool. Yeah. Nice.
Share it out.
I have a Baloo down here.
Absolutely.
No Star Wars. Baloo is fast asleep on the floor, waiting for me to be done. But there's so many different things that they can do. I don't know. It's really upsetting, but this is just a portion of it.
Let me ask a question. Maybe we can kind of give your ideas or whatever, but in your opinion, why do you think they don't do these things anymore? Why do you think they gave up on something that was so popular? What do you think caused that?
Right. So we were talking about it before when you stepped away, but even online, no, it's okay. It says that, they did it to make way for Galaxy's Edge and more of a Star Wars presence, I guess, in that way. But the things that they took out doesn't interfere with Galaxy's Edge. Now, maybe resources and money, like, again, somebody mentioned staff. So you're talking, March of the First Order is a decent amount of people that fireworks.
That's what
stuff
I was thinking.
Yeah. So you're talking about people roping off Sunset Boulevard at night, paying for the fireworks, paying for staff to man it, that kind of stuff. But still, if it brings more people in, or you focus it around Star Wars weekends and bring those items back during Star Wars weekends, then I think maybe you'll be making your money back at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
At least for the time You're not going to use them every, the fireworks every night, or you're not going to
Right.
have the staff every night, just on specific nights. You kind of like, make the
So
revenue for that.
So maybe 1 weekend a month, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like they used to do with the Star Wars weekends. You can call it Star Wars weekend, and you can do the Galactic Spectacular stage show. You can have a parade or character presence, meet and greets, and then I also think it would be cool if you had a section where actors, from the movies or whatever, even from the animated series, go and sign autographs. There's plenty of space there. You could do it right in the launch bay.
They could build an entire park just based on Star Wars. And if they did it correctly, people would be breaking the doors down to get in there.
Yeah, not
I'm saying not a
Star
section
Cruiser
of,
version.
Not Star Cruiser, no. Right.
I'm saying not Galaxy's Edge. They could build an entire theme park based on Star Wars. And people would be breaking the doors down to get into it. But
I know.
They have to do it the right way. That's the thing.
Seriously.
They got to go back to the books and to the original movies and do their homework before they just decide to spew out whatever they want to throw on film or whatever.
Well, they have the animators courtyard outside of the launch bay, and you have all that space there, right? So you can set up on a nice day sections where these people come in and sign autographs and meet and greets there, or you could do some in the launch bay. Plenty of space in there. You're bringing people into the parks. They're spending money. They're buying food. They're buying drinks. They're buying tickets.
They're buying merchandise.
Yeah, we're buying merch. And then whoever
they're buying lightsabers on top of it, like I do.
On top of it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a win on all fronts if they did it right. There's so much that they could do.
Doesn't Disney so if they have an actor come and sign autographs and do meet and greets like they used to do for Star Wars weekends, I don't think you had to pay for that. So Disney just had to pay for the people to come, right? So if I wanted to get the autograph from a Star Wars actor, I just went for Star Wars weekends, but you're getting my money on my tickets and all of that, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. But
I mean, if Kim found out that Pedro Pascal was going to be there, what do you think would happen?
I think she just walked out the door right now. Just hearing that. She just is on her way there. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It could be done. Like Disney could make that work. So
yeah. She said,
I'm just saying there's so much more that they could do.
She's saying you have to realize. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. What did she say?
Kim said you have to realize that when they make an area like Galaxy's Edge or Pandora, it costs a lot of money, and they're letting it stand on its own. Like Pandora is so pretty, but they do nothing there. They just rely on Flight of Passage. Same with Galaxy's Edge. It's oddly quiet there and weird and kind of boring. They rely on the Millennium Falcon and Rise. It said MF, and I was like, what is she saying? And leave it all. It's just like lazy. It is kind of like lazy. It's a lazy attempt at Star Wars.
Well, ever since Disney bought the rights to Star Wars and then built Galaxy's Edge, it seems like they've just took what worked and they purchased it, took what worked, and then marketed it out and built a park or a section of a park and said, okay, that's enough. We don't need to do any more to it.
This is what we're going to do, right?
And I don't want to throw rocks at Disney because Universal took a topic and built entire lands out of those parks.
Right.
And Disney could have just went full gamma on this and just built this thing to the gusto. And they decided not to. And I don't understand why. I understand that there's so much space that they can build onto, but some of these areas of the parks don't even relate to the areas of the parks. We talked about this before. How certain areas shouldn't be in Animal Kingdom. They should really be in
like Epcot
or vice versa. I mean, some of this stuff could be moved around and, reconfigured to where
it really belongs.
Exactly. And they could build more of Galaxy's Edge or, some of the property that's not developed. They could expand that out and really go crazy with this. And I think they should, but
even just to like continue with what Kim's saying, they did spend a lot of money on Galaxy's Edge. So if you're gonna put that money out there, let it be useful. There's that whole area where by the Millennium Falcon, where they sometimes Kylo Ren and the stormtroopers will come out and talk, but not very often. I mean, that's an actual big area. I mean, they could have shows there.
It's a lot of space.
Yeah. I mean, they could do more, have more characters, have more shows, have more things there, and use the space to the best of its ability. But they're just like letting it be wasted.
I think just really exists though too, because that's where the Galactic Star Cruiser came in from. That's where the people were bussed over for their Galaxy's Edge day. So there's a door back there, but that space is wasted space. So is the entire space in front of the Millennium Falcon. It's a lot of space that wraps around the whole Falcon in front of the ride. So, I mean, it's just a lot. To me, it's just like, and Kim said, like, even the stores are boring. The best stores in Star Tours and then she said, have a freaking parade. Yeah, let's have a parade. Oh, let's say like Jennifer Coolidge. Have a freaking parade.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Can we just have a parade with dogs? Oh.
They could do so much more. That's all I'm saying. I wish they would. I really wish they would. If they had some kind of like creative person that is as much of a Star Wars nerd as we are in this house, this place would be like it. I mean, it'd blow your feet off.
They definitely didn't hire for the Star Cruiser, I tell you that much.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, why? I don't understand why they put so much money into something like that they
awful
didn't expect was going to work. You know?
Yeah, and then
they expected it was going to work and did not work. So,
okay, here's another thing: Star Wars weekends use the Galactic Star Cruiser, and you stay there, and then that's incorporated with your ticket and everything to the Star Wars weekends. Maybe you just meal somewhere, you know. So you know you can, instead of just having Imagineers sit at this place. But going back to what you're saying earlier, like Universal Epic Universe took an idea and they built portals and lands, but using kind of this theme park, and what Disney has been doing is a land, 2 attractions, and an eatery, right? And that's what Universal Epic Universe is, centered around Celestial Park. Each place has 2 attractions, maybe 3 attractions possibly, and a quick service with dining location outside of that, right? So you could have built an entire park centered around Star Wars with different sections for different parts of Star Wars.
Right, different time periods,
different timelines, periods. Ride
there is 9 movies and there could be another 39. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah. When they first started talking about building Galaxy's Edge, I thought that they were going, because it was originally, not called Galaxy's Edge. So everybody in the world called it Star Wars Land. We're like, oh, they're building Star Wars Land. And so my thoughts were, oh, they're going to take that, all the movies and make it out of the movies, like things from the movies. And instead they took it and made it their own, planet with their own timeline, their own this. And it's like, oh, okay, I get, it's cool. It's not that I don't like it. I don't want to be throwing too much trash at it, because I do love Galaxy's Edge, but
I do too.
I think I was more excited when I found out that when I thought it was going to be about the movies.
Star Wars. Yeah, just like the Star Cruiser,
Right.
Yeah. Kim says they should just have weird people or Star Wars like characters walking around Galaxy's Edge all the time. And they have a couple,
like
Chewie. Yeah.
Like the musicians from the Cantina. Have them walking around.
They
like
kind of miss
blue
the
guy
boat
with the
on
flute
that.
And stuff. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Like Oga's Cantina. Like that's another thing. Like I would have liked to have seen like that Cantina instead, Not that Oga's is bad. I had a lot of fun in there. It's very cool. And Galaxy's Edge does have meet and greets, but again, Becky, to their timeline,
right.
I don't know the woman's name. We interacted with her one time. I think Kim just thought I was talking to some woman, not knowing it was a Disney character, and I forget her name, but she was really nice and good in her role.
Was she the one in the red jacket?
Yeah.
Like short black hair. Yes. I don't know what her name was, but I know
forget
exactly
what her name is. She was just looking for people to interact with because nobody even interacts with her. They don't know who she is, you know?
Yeah.
So
she was a Republic officer, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
I know who she is too.
Viola?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. I sat and
like
talked to
trying
her
to recruit people, right?
5 minutes. Yeah. You know, Tiffany Pierce asked if Galaxy's Edge different at other parks. I don't think it's much different in California.
I don't think
Disneyland.
So
I think it's the layout is a little different, but you got the same 2 rides that opened first before the Disney World location. But I don't think you're getting anything different there than you do. Yeah, they do need to cross over timelines and get some old characters there. You know, and so they're doing that in Disneyland with the Luke Skywalker, right? You know, when it doesn't have to look exactly like Luke Skywalker. Like it's again, it's a character. So, but people enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I think we can like get into for hours and hours about how they could design all this and go down a rabbit hole maybe of why, but you know, we kind of just wanted to share what they used to do and what they don't do and our experiences. And we hope to hear from people, you know, in the future who watch or see it or listen to it on the podcast, not see it. You want to make sure you check out the Disney Night Live podcast wherever podcasts can be found, because I put out last week's episode up as this week's audio podcast. So that was our Walt Disney World 3 Ride Challenge. We talked about last week was if you could only ride 3 rides at Walt Disney World, and if you were going there, like on your next trip, which would it be? So that's our latest podcast. And I want to remind everybody again, dmagicworld.com. Check them out, request some music, and have fun listening to Disney music. And I want to remind everybody as well about me. I am a travel advisor. You can get in touch with me. I will take the hassle out of the castle for you. I'll help you get back to your magical vacation location. DavidPicciano at travelmation.net. So please check me out. And, I got a lot of experience booking trips and doing this, so I can help you any way you want. We'll make it happen. What else do we have for tonight? I think that's it. Lily says, I think they have more characters roaming around because the audience is different. Characters can roam. Yeah, right, at Disneyland. And another great show. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank my co-hosts, the Disney duo, Mike and Becky. I want to thank everybody for joining in and watching live on your Saturday night here. And we hope you have a great rest of your Saturday, great rest of your weekend. I don't know about who else is out there watching, but it's cold and rainy here in New Jersey. And by Mike and Becky. So we need spring, people. Get here fast. But I hope everyone has a good rest of your night. And we will see everybody next weekend.
May the force be with you.
Hey, may the force be with you. Bye, everyone.
Good night.